Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week we are finally out camping again. We are in the Florida Keys.
Yay, finally.
We are at Sunshine Key RV Resort in, it's just south of Marathon. And this is 1,000 Trails campground for us, first time here. And the lady this morning as we were checking in told us about this little island we could paddleboard over to really easily. It's called Conch Island, they call it. And it's absolutely
It's got a
beautiful.
bunch of hermit crabs on it.
Gotta say that it feels so good to be back out camping again, and we are enjoying being back in the RV, and seems like it's been forever.
Yep. And I'm out of school now, so we're gonna be planning a bunch of trips for the summer.
Tide is going out. We're probably gonna get stuck if we wait around too much longer, so we probably better get back in for the night.
That is Money Key.
So if you guys have never been to the Florida Keys, it is one of the most beautiful drives once you hit the actual Keys and you're off the mainland. You're treated to like the prettiest blue waters, and just it never gets old.
Honestly, I feel like you're in another country when you're here.
There's Fred.
Fred!
And I guess Fred's got a junior now. He had a baby. For those of you who don't know that, they have named that tree Fred, and they decorate him. Somebody decorates him for Christmas, don't they? It's just so beautiful down here. This has got to be one of the most beautiful drives in all of the country, I do believe.
So, Chuck, what is this bridge over here on this side?
Well, it used to be the train bridge, the Flagler train, the railway, and then they converted it to a car bridge, and then of course they built this bridge later on. But we are on the 7-mile bridge right now. So if you have a fear of bridges, the Keys might not be the place for you, although these bridges are very low to the water for the most part.
Yeah, you may have to take the Valium or something before you get on the bridge.
Yeah. We were coming across this on our way in on Wednesday night, and it was raining and storming, and Allie was about to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
But this is one of the most beautiful drives in America, I have to say. I know we're biased because we live in Florida, but it is absolutely beautiful, never gets boring. So once you hit the Keys, it's still like another 3 hours down to Key West. But
the whole drive makes it worth it.
It does.
You know, seeing all the beautiful islands and water, and it's just such a peaceful drive.
It can turn real unpeaceful real quick if there's an accident that ties up the traffic, because it is a one lane, 2-lane road basically, in and out for the most part. On our left, this is Pigeon Key. Now, for many of the years that we were driving down here, that was not open. They've recently just opened that old section of bridge from Marathon to Pigeon Key, and it is now a historical site that you can visit, where like a lot of the workers who was building the overseas highways, this is where they camped at and they lived at back in the early 1900s. So this is something we really want to do, but it is absolutely not dog friendly, not even service dog friendly. So we'll have to do that one day. I think they have a shuttle system that takes you there.
Oh, did they?
But
okay.
you can.
I was thinking you had to walk the whole way. I'm like, wow, that'd be a long walk.
It's a long walk, because right now we're still probably a couple miles from the end. This restaurant here on the right, we ate at the last time we were down. Amazing. We loved it. Absolutely loved it. Sunset Grill. So if you guys have never been to the Keys before, another word of warning. See this speed limit sign? It says 35 miles an hour the minute you come off the bridge. Make sure you're doing 35 miles an hour, because cops will get you here for going anything over the speed limit. They are very, very much sticklers on the speed limits here in the Keys. I think we're going to go up to Isla Morada and check out Robbie's. So here at Robbie's, we ate at the Hungry Tarpon, and it is pet friendly. It does not say that on Bring Fido, but it is. And it is also fly friendly. Because,
You know, I'm not a real Miss Priss where I can't handle, you know, a couple flies, but I'm talking about 15 flies landing on my fried coconut shrimp. That was a little too much.
we had to eat as fast as we could before the flies ate it.
Wolfed that food down as fast as I've ever wolfed a food down before.
Yeah. But it worked out because they were getting ready to close the feeding for the tarpons at Robbie's. So we got in over there before they closed. One pelican got one of our fish. He's coming after you. He's going to steal your fish. Be careful. All right, take one and grab him by the tail. Get down there quickly. Go, go, go. You gotta go. You gotta go quick. They will steal them.
Crap. Well, she wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
That scared the crap out of me.
Hurry, hurry.
Right.
No, don't throw it. Don't just do that.
Well,
You're
I'm
supposed
scared. Okay, I'm gonna film you do it.
to. Oh. Dang
All
it.
right, see? It's
Well,
not
I thought he
easy.
was gonna jump.
It's not as easy as you think it is. Watch out, pelicans behind you. Oh my gosh.
And neither one of us were able to hold the fish down there and let it like literally take it from us. We're too big of chickens, you know. So, but we did catch some cool video of a guy, and he was
Very brave.
he looked like he'd done this before.
He was actually so brave, we saw he was bleeding on his wrist.
Yeah, it's no joke. These tarpon will bite.
Yeah, they were pretty aggressive. And so were the pelican. So the history goes that there was a gentleman named Robbie that owned this fishing area, and it started off where they noticed this one tarpon fish that was hanging around, and when they looked at it close, they noticed that it had a ripped mouth, and they called a friend over to look at it. The wife stitched it up and they put it in a tank to take care of it for a little bit of time to get its strength and to get it back to health, to heal it. And when they let it free, it started hanging around the area, and before you know it, it started bringing other friends over. They ended up naming him Scarface. He started bringing other friends over, you know, a couple at a time, and now it's become a tradition where you can pay $5 to feed all the tarpon. Pretty cool little backstory about it.
So this time we decided we were going to try a few different things here while we were in the Florida Keys, things we hadn't done before. One of those being we went to Crane Point Hammock. We've driven by this many times and never really realized until doing it just how much was back in here.
So we paid $15 for a self-guided hiking tour, which we found out was also pet friendly. But we quickly realized that it was way too hot for Nikki to handle, and it seemed as though the rocks were bothering her feet too. So we took her back to the truck and left her in the air conditioning while we did the tour.
One of the main things that we learned from the woman that was working there was about the oldest house in the Keys outside of Key West. This was a hiking trail that led to the George Adderley house.
Yes, and he was originally from the Bahamas and ended up coming here to the Keys and decided to build a home in 1902, which the house was made out of burnt shells.
Built between 1904 and 1906. Wow. It's a little cooler in here than it is outside, but not much.
I was reading about the oldest house in Monroe County outside of Key West. Bahamian immigrant George Adderley built this home out of tabby made of burnt seashells in the early 1900s.
Ooh, that breeze coming through there feels good though.
Yeah, burnt seashells.
It's definitely a little cooler in here with that breeze coming through with all these windows open. But man, living down here without AC,
Couldn't imagine it.
We are a spoiled generation. So after checking out the George Adderley house, we've continued on to the hiking trail. A little further back, you end up coming to the Crane House, which was built around 1954 by a prominent architect from the Miami area. We learned that this house has actually been going through some renovations. It is probably going to be opened up in the future for some special occasions, the lady said, and some also guided tours.
And one of the most interesting things for me was I got to experience a fish pedicure, where I got to sit down and where the little fish were nibbling at my feet.
I wouldn't do it. I don't like anything touching my feet, so that was all Allie, but she did enjoy it.
You guys got to try it.
You gotta get all the way in, huh?
Yep. Oh.
Wow, there's a lot of fish around your feet right now.
It tickles if you have ticklish feet.
We actually did stop here the night before earlier and looked at the train car that was actually from the original Flagler Railroad. We've driven by that many times and never got out and looked at it. So we decided at that point we would come back tomorrow to check out the museum because we were there right at closing time. So if you're in the Marathon area, we would highly recommend going and checking out Crane Point. It is a nice little hike. It's about a mile out and back, or I would say, round trip.
Just make sure that you pack something to drink and dress appropriately with good shoes because you are doing a lot of walking and it is super hot.
We were in flip-flops. We did actually have a little cooler with us with some drinks, thankfully. But yes, definitely take some water with you if nothing else. So the next thing we did was we went to Bahia Honda State Park for the day, and I wanted to do a little snorkeling and try out my new snorkeling gear and see if I could see any tropical fish, which I really didn't. What, you want me to go clear out there?
Yeah,
Potential of sharks?
well, there's always going to be sharks around here in Florida.
You want to go first?
No?
All right, well, nice knowing you. Do I look like a tourist?
A little bit.
Yeah, back here. Not easy walking it.
The love of my life right there. The beautiful man alive right there. Heart bigger than this world. And then he does that.
Huh? We are hiking the short hiking trail up to the top of Bahia Honda Bridge.
And it is so hot.
Yeah, we had to leave Nikki in the truck. It is,
Sweltering.
yeah, it's bad.
There's no wind.
No. And the heat coming off of this, gravel path, it's unreal. We are almost to the top. We are going to be on the old bridge here shortly. Always wanted to do this. Finally getting to do it. Whew. Be nice if it's a little cooler.
So we are at the top of the Bahia Honda Bridge.
As far as we can go anyway.
Yep. And this is the old road that was built above the railroad. And they closed the road in 1972. But you can take a little trail up to a certain point and then stops. And this is where the point we're at.
Yeah, it's this has been my favorite bridge in the Keys for ever since we've been coming down here. 2015, that was our first time, so.
Bucket item list,
yeah.
check.
We went under it, a couple years ago.
That's right.
Now we're on top of it. Awesome.
Beautiful day.
All right.